Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Dugout Mug Studios. This is a Variety Sports Network production. This is the 7th inning stretch.
Let's go, Josh Edwards. Been a couple weeks here. We're back here on a Thursday. Hope everybody had a good July 4th out there. Variety Sports Network, 7th inning stretch. Josh and me bringing you the MLB talk tonight. We got a couple games going on live now. Josh will keep us a little updated on the Braves D-backs game as that's going on right now as well. We'll get you updated on some of the games that finish, and we'll get you to the main topics around MLB this week. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Be sure to also give us that little thing right there. Everybody loves. But more importantly, comment into the section. We want to hear about baseball talk. We want to be interact. That's the main thing. I don't care about any of that stuff. I want to talk baseball with people. That's all I care about. So let's get that done. That's why me and Josh are here. Josh is probably 8 degrees in my garage here out in Northern California. But I got water, and then I have water in this cup too.
Yeah, that's not water. We know that's not water. That's got to be something better.
We got water there. So we're ready to have some fun tonight here on the 7th inning stretch. Josh Edwards, should we get started right with it? Should we get in?
We got a lot to dig into, man. Let's just jump right in.
All right, be sure to check. I got the scoreboard here, quotes of the week, all this stuff going on down at the down here on the ticker as well. All right, Josh, let's get to it. Brandon, a little shout out there, gave us nice little graphics here. We're gonna do mid-season grades. Perfect time, right? All-star break about to hit here after Sunday. I'm actually going to the Giants-Twins game this Saturday, so that'll be fun. My first game of the year. 31 family members, crazy. All right, so we're doing that, but
31
West. I know, 31.
They're making a buttload of money off your family.
No, they are this game. They are doing a lot after this one. So American League mid-season grade. Let's start in the West there with it. You see my grades up on there. I have the A's. I just don't see how they don't get an F. Yeah, like Mason Miller's been great. Rooker's had a good season. He gets the power there. They've had some nice storylines, but the fact is they still have one of the worst records in the league. They have they've developed a few guys this year, but they're selling a team. They're moving to Sacramento. The ownership looms over that. That's an F. A D- for me also is the Angels. Brett Trout hurt again. I do like Ron Washington as the coach, though, but I do see them as a D- season. Some could say, well, it's a C. This is where we thought they're better than I thought, but I don't see that. I don't see the hope with that team. Do you have any thoughts with my A's Angels thoughts before I get to the other three teams here?
So the A's are definitely an F. I mean, you got that one dead on accurate. I give the Angels an F. Nothing against Ron Washington. I think he's doing everything he can with what he has to work with. But when you guys are paying a dude, 35 plus, is it 37 million is what he gets a year? And he can't stay healthy. It's a shame. And we've covered Mike Trout before. We've talked about it. It's an absolute shame. The guy is what I would consider, like a Juan Soto, a generational talent, and he just can't stay healthy. And it's unfortunate that you guys took that risk to keep him there, and we're never going to get to see him win. It is what it is. We're never going to see him win. The only teams that can afford his contract are the Dodgers and the Yankees and maybe the Astros, and nobody's going to pick that contract up with his lack of availability. So I give the Angels an F because I think their management, their front office, is a bunch of absolute morons.
I've randomly watched them play a little bit more recently. They've been a little better, but they've had a few guys that have played well for them. Anderson will probably be a good trade piece for them. Let's keep it
absolutely.
Astros C+. Could have been lower here about 4 weeks ago, but they've really kind of picked it up. They steadied the ship, kind of like I thought. They're 48 and 44, 2 games behind the Mariners. I don't think they get a B yet. I don't feel like they're into that category. They need to give me maybe if they were 2 more wins here, that gets them a B-. I got them at a C+. I got the Mariners at a B+. They're the division leaders, but I still feel like there's a little bit to be desired there, as we've talked about over the last couple weeks. And then the Rangers, maybe my toughest grade here. This might be the one that is a D+. You might say, well, they sit right now. They're in third place, 44 and 49, only 6.5 games out. I was a little hard on them because I felt like they were the defending champs. I know they've had some injuries, but I was a little disappointed with the start there. Expected a little bit more fire there. They definitely are responding. But those are my first half midseason grades. A little bit harsh on the Rangers there, but that's kind of how I feel. Like just kind of overall, I was a little disappointed with them. They're coming on a little strong here though in July.
Well, I think I'm a tougher critic than you because I think I give Houston a C. I put Seattle at a B, and then I'm with you on the D plus on the Rangers, man. Though I really am. Defending champs, you got to play better than what you had. Even if you got injuries, you got to overcome that. It's disappointing that they're not. I mean, there's a chance. I mean, there's 70 games left. They can still get, or 60, whatever, how many games left. They can still get into
Yeah.
it. But I mean, it's really disappointing that the defending World Series champs, aren't going to make the playoffs. Not unless they get absolutely ridiculously hot.
Well, I mean, they are right. I mean, that's the thing. At the end of the day, here they are like they're still in the mix here. That 6th seed, they could sneak in kind of like they did last year as well. So maybe that D plus, they're 7.5 back in the wild card. Like I said, they're kind of there, but it doesn't quite have the feel. They have a lot. We'll see if they're supposed to get DeGrom back at some point there. We'll see what happens there. All right, that's my AL West grades. There with it, we kind of on the same page. Here's my AL Central grades. It's been the most surprising division, as we've talked about a few times during the year. All right, I'm going to start with the Guardians here. Most surprising team, no doubt. Like from the start of the year, when we did a podcast, I said they could be one of those teams that people were forgetting about because of Jose Ramirez. But I didn't expect Juan to lead the league in hitting. I didn't expect them to have the other guys step up a little bit in the hitting, and then Clase obviously at the end of the game was lights out. So
second best closer in baseball.
Who they get Davis in the All-Star game as well. I still feel like they need a starter, though. I still feel like that's the one thing they still need a little bit. We'll see if McKenzie can pick it back up in the second half. He hasn't been as good in the first half. BB's been good for them, but I got to give them nothing more than an A. They've been absolutely unreal this year to me in terms of where their expectations lied at the beginning of the year. And then the Twins, who I'm going to see Saturday, I got to go B plus still. I picked them to win the division, but they've had a lot of injuries. Josh, Royce Lewis went down. They're always fighting the Buxton thing. They've had a few guys. They always are fighting that. He's actually kind of turned all of it. But they've had guys like step up, like Willie Castro got into the All-Star game today. He's been playing. He's a 5-position guy. He ended up making the All-Star team today. They have Ryan, who I think is one of the better starters in the game. They have Lopez, who I think can obviously pick it up as well. And then they have veteran hitters around them. I think those are some two guys. Then you have the Royals, the third kind of dominant team in that division to start. I'd say, to me, that's the second most surprising team. I do have concerns about can Reagans and Lugo keep it up in the second half, though. Any thoughts on those three teams there, Josh?
I agree with your Guardians. I give the Twins a B. I give KC a B plus because nobody even had them on the radar to be competitive this year. So I think they're outperforming expectations. Bobby Witt is the real deal. The pitching is coming through. You're right, though. The question is, can they keep it up the second half of the season? So, I mean, I'm close with you here. I think you're a little bit off, but, we'll see what happens. Kansas City is supposed to be very aggressive at the deadline. They need another bat. They need a starting pitcher, and they need a reliever. So go get one of each, and then I think Kansas City's got a chance to make a run at the playoffs, if not the division. I want to see if the Guardians' young talent can make it through the dog days of summer. And that's really where I lie on the Guardians. But from an inside source that I have that I talked to over the weekend, we need to talk a whole lot. But when we get back into this division in a future episode, he's gonna give me the full rundown on what's going on over there. So I'll have some good solid information for you there.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, the Royals to me, they are. I just don't know if they can sustain. That's what I wrote down. Like they're to me a pick me up team. Like they're somebody that's gonna need a big boost at the deadline. Doesn't need to be a star player necessarily, but it can't just be some, middle seventh inning, middle reliever. It has to be maybe a starter there that's going to make a little impact along the way. I just don't think they can get through the second half with Lugo and Ray pitching as well as they have, and depending on it the way they have. But the Twins to me are also the interesting team of this division. They've fought a lot of injuries along the way. Who do you think pulls it out amongst those three teams?
I mean, I'm still leaning. I'm going to stick where I said at the beginning of the season. I'm going to still ride with KC on this one. There's just something about this team. Okay, so I just watched them back to a doubleheader, and
they kicked your guys'
the
butt.
Team doesn't. They don't quit. Like they don't quit, and that's what I like about this team. They have a lot of youth, but they have a lot of great veteran players around them. The manager seems to know what he's doing, and He's making the right calls at the right times in most situations. They slumped a little bit. Young teams do that. The Guardians haven't yet, though. So I'm kind of waiting to see if that will happen. Minnesota's Minnesota. So, I mean, it is what it is there. But I think it's still
I think they're the steady Eddie of the group. They're the one that could sneak it out at the end because they have
absolutely. I think they have the. I think they have the
four back.
Score.
Yeah, they're 4 back. Casey's 7.5 back. All right, let's finish the grades here. I got Detroit at C+. I feel like you could say, well, they're in 4th place. To me, they've really actually kind of exceeded my expectations. I thought they were going to be even worse than this. Like the fact that they could have a guy that's starting Skubal who should be starting to me for the American League in the All-Star game. You have Flaherty that's kind of picked it up. You've had some guys show some life as Riley Green. You have Reese Olson who's been good as another starter as well. I'm going to give the Tigers a C+. The Sox, my boy Andrew Vaughn has picked it up a little bit here since May, so he's at least got to hold it his own. We'll see what they do at the deadline. But Robert on the screen there, but they got to get nothing but a big F there for the White Sox. Any thoughts on the Tigers and the Sox there?
C to the Tigers, F to the Sox. So
C for the Tigers. You're a little bit lower on them. All right.
They had too many potential bright spots in that lineup who haven't performed. Like
Torkelson.
I don't know, man. Yeah, they just
number 1 pick.
I'm trying not to be mean to the Detroit fans.
Well, be mean. This is what it's about. He didn't do good enough. He hasn't performed. They're 45, but they're 45 and 49, Josh. That's like, I'm just saying, like, if they're in the National League, they're sitting right there behind it, right? They're 13 behind the division. Like, if you would have said at the beginning of the year, going into the last weekend of the series, the Tigers are 45 and 49, I think you would be a little surprised by that.
Oh, yeah, but they're still tied for last place in the NL Central. If they're over there.
That's my point, though. They're still right there.
I mean, that's why I say C. They're just average. They're an average team this year. That's
good, though, Josh.
Dude, he's a beast. Absolute beast.
Yeah. And then Jack Attack's been unreal for the Tigers as well. So they've been good there. All right, AL East here. Here's my grades here. We'll start at the bottom here. The Blue Jays, to me, get an F. They've been the more disappointing teams in the league. Felt like I was a little bit onto this team with the Rays there with the getting the D+ or getting the D there. I just felt like this was not going to be their year. It's too top heavy in that division, and I think they'll be sellers here in a couple weeks for sure. The Red Sox, maybe to me, they fall in that top 5 surprising team. I thought they'd be okay, but O'Neill's been quite the power for the Red Sox there for a right-handed bat, especially at the beginning of the year to get them started. And then you have the pitching, though. That's been the biggest thing for the Red Sox. That's carried them to the point where they're right now still third in the division and 51 and 41, 10 games over 500, only 5.5 out in the division. And then of course you have the Yankees. I know I think Logan would be like, they should get a C+. They suck recently. They've done nothing. But I think people still have to remember, like, Cole was out a lot at the beginning of the year. They still have flaws. Stanton went out here recently. They've had injuries. Judge has been a freak of nature. And then I got the Orioles at an A-. I can't give them any higher than that. They've been great, but I'm not going to go higher than that. So those are my grades for the AL East. Josh, you got any thoughts on those ones there?
So I give the Orioles a B+, the Yankees a B, Boston gets a B+, Tampa I stick you with the D, and Toronto's the F. So I got your top 3. I'm a little bit different on for you because I don't think the Orioles are taking full advantage of what they have the opportunity to do with all the stars and all the power they have there. The Yankees, in my opinion, are underperforming from the way they started the season. I don't care about the injuries there. They're the Yankees. They got the money. They should have the depth. But I don't know how you don't give Boston more credit. Like, Boston was horrible last year.
They're in third place still.
They're 10 games over 500. Nobody saw that happening.
But Aaron says B+. The Yankees are 17 games over 500. And like I said,
the Yankees, and they were predicted to be the top team in the division.
No, the Orioles were picked by a lot of people as well to be the
by
top
a lot of
team.
people. But it was a split between the Orioles and the Yankees to be the number 1 team.
So where would you put the Yankees?
Boston was supposed to be the 4th or 5th team in the division.
So what is it? A C for the Yankees? Where are you putting them? I mean, my goodness.
No, I give them a B, just not a B+. I don't think they deserve the plus.
Okay, so we're talking tomato here. We're not doing anything here.
But your Boston grade is far too low. far too low on Boston.
What do you put them at an A?
I'd give him an A minus.
Boston Tom get ripped up.
I'd give him an A minus.
Boston Tom,
and that's not for Boston Tom. And I don't even like the Red Sox. I'm not. The only time I root for the Red Sox is when they're playing the Yankees. So that's how down low they are on my rating scale. But they were supposed to be the worst team in the division.
Aaron, did I get the Blue Jays right for God's sakes? And I get the F right for the Blue Jays at least.
Yes,
he's a Mets guy, so he probably has the Yankees at a D plus anyway. They probably the Orioles A minus. Am I good there? It should be an A. They since they're leading. Was I a little low on them? Should I get more? I feel like it's midseason. They're up 21 here. They're on a 3-game losing streak. It's kind of. I think you present mind there. I got to feel that out a little bit. So I'm going to go A minus. Can't give him an A. You got to have room for improvement, right, Josh? Can't just give him an A plus.
Yeah. A lot of season left.
So any final thoughts on my AL grades there?
You did pretty good. It is acceptable.
So let's look back at it. Had the AL East here there. AL Central had the Guardians at an A, Twins B plus, Royals B. Tigers, you see there, C plus, and then the White Sox with an F, and of course the AL West. My A's, well deserved.
They're not as bad as the White Sox, though, man.
That's what that means. Right on this year. Fire Fisher. That's what that means. That F. That's what that means right there. The D minus for the Angels, of course. Josh Lewis, shout out there. I did that. I did something on 7th inning. I don't know if you. I don't know. Actually, you did put it. I said, who is your favorite player that didn't play for your favorite team? Who did you put again?
Pudge.
All right, so Josh Lewis, but Tim Salmon there. That was one of his guys living out because obviously he lives out there in the OC area, the Anaheim area. Angels should be an F just because it's the Angels. They're ahead of my A's though. Still, I can't give them that. I think Ron's changing things there a little bit, so I'm gonna go.
He
Ron
is,
there.
man. He's a great manager, and he's gonna do something with this team in the future. They got to find the right pieces to put together and give him something to work with.
My buddy Adam, I don't think he'd be too happy. He's a Rangers fan with my Rangers D plus there, but maybe he would. Maybe he would actually agree with. They said that they've been pathetic along the way. So that's our American League grades. Should we move to the NL here? Let's see what we got.
You want me to give you an update on where this game's at, real quick?
Yeah, give me a little update here before.
So we're in the bottom of the third. And Fried has thrown 40 pitches. Perdomo is up to bat right now. The count's 3-2, and nobody's out. Nobody's on base. So it's a good game right now in Arizona between the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks, we'll get into them, and the Braves will get their grades here in just a minute. We'll start out in the NL West here. A couple other scores, Josh. We have the Mariners up 5-0 right now against the Angels, and the Astros going to the top of the 8. Susie's Astros 6-3. Over the Marlins as well. So a little update there in the NL as well. I also have the scores at the bottom of here, some of the games that have already ended. Paul Skeens, we'll get to him in a few moments. Electric today. Pirates get the win as well. All right, Josh, let's get into the NL here. Let's get into my grades here that I got in the NL. All right, Dodgers B plus, Padres C plus, Giants C minus. I didn't want to be redundant. I hated being redundant with two teams, but I couldn't give the D-backs quite a D because they're ahead of the Giants. They've been playing better a little lately, despite the terrible signing of Montgomery, Gallen's injuries. And I got the Rockies at a D minus. Though I do like some of the like Doyle's really come on. Some other things that I really like from them as well.
Do you see this?
Dodgers A minus.
No way.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, they have had a lot of injuries, so there was an argument for me to like, all right, hey, but I just feel like they struggled a little too much this last month to where I'm like, there's got to be room. This isn't great. And this you just gave me a hard time for giving I gave the Yankees a B plus at 17 games over 500. So at least I'm consistent here, right? Dodgers 60 games. That's where I'm at with it. So I got B.
Dodgers don't deserve anything higher than a B minus, hands down, flat out. That's it. They had all the money in the world. They could have had plenty of depth. They have a star-studded lineup, and you just took it out of my mouth, Jordan. Thank you, buddy. And they just got swept by the Phillies. Now, Phillies are fantastic this season, but if that is the preview of what the NLCS is going to be, why even play it? And one more thing while we're talking about the Dodgers, because this grinds me a little bit. Shohei Ohtani got Male Athlete of the Year. Are you out of your damn mind? Shohei Ohtani, a guy who's injured, who he's a hell of a two-way player. Don't get me wrong. But he's not a two-way player this year. All he does is swing a bat. And he's a better pitcher, in my opinion, than he is a hitter. How is he the best baseball player in the MLB? That one, no. I give Juan Soto best player in the MLB right now.
No, he's by far he has such a Josh. Just every at bat he has just he has the ability to do anything he wants with the pitch. He's the most feared hitter right now. He has to be.
He's easy to strike out on MLB 24. That's all I'm saying. And I'm doing it with the Cardinals pitching.
So Dodgers get a B+. Why am I getting ripped for that? I don't see that being a bad sign.
They're underperforming. They're not the best team in the MLB.
They've had Betts out. They've had Yamamoto out. They've just lost Glanzo again. I don't see how that is anywhere a bad grade. So, but all right, we can disagree on that one. What do you think about the Padres here?
I agree with you on the Padres.
So they've kind of been a weird team all year, right? Like they've been hovering around 500. Now they're up a little bit again. Let's see if they can stay above it, right? Let's see if they can exceed. I feel like this weekend series for them is going to be a big thing. I feel like this to me is going to be a big series for them going into it against the Braves. Can they finish the first half strong? Let's say they take 2 out of 3 from the Braves. I got there with it. Low-key weak division. I think most people would agree.
He's right.
I think most people. The Diamondbacks though made the World Series last year. Jordan, don't forget that. And they've had the MLB All-Star Game MVP from this division last year too. So don't forget that as well. All right, yeah, Josh, what do you got there? I got the Giants at a C-, D-backs at a C-, and I got the Rockies at a D-. The Giants to me, 45-49, Diamondbacks 46-47. The Giants just lost 2 out of 3 of the Blue Jays. They should have got swept. They should have lost that game on Monday. I could have put them even a little lower, actually, at a D+. I just feel like, what do you think of the rest of the division here, how he graded it out?
So I agree with you. They should have been a D+. The Giants should be a D+. Arizona should be a D+, because they are the defending NL champs, and the Rockies should be just straight up F. They're horrible. They're about as bad as it gets. They got minus 167 run differential. Their winning percentage is a 351. I mean, come on. They're horrible. F for Colorado.
The one thing with Colorado, for some reason, I've been able to see a few of their games. This kid Doyle, though, is pretty good. So just keep an eye on him.
He's very good. He's very good.
Keep an eye on him out for Colorado. Then Tavar, their shortstop's pretty good as well. So we'll see what they happen, but their pitching still has a lot to be desired there. All right, that's the NL West there grades. NL Central, unless you have a final thought there, Josh, on the NL West.
We just got this one in. They just said the NL West is the worst division in baseball.
Is it? I don't know if it's.
I don't agree with that, Mr. 314 Sports. I appreciate the comment, but I think you're wrong.
How can you say a division with the Dodgers is the worst division in baseball?
Because one team doesn't make a division, so I'll defend their comment there.
Yeah, but
you got the best team in baseball, and if the rest of the division's junk, that degrades the best team in baseball. So hold on. Let's for just a sec here. I mean, we can make an argument here that the NL Central still has 3 teams below 500, worse than which I would say is the worst division in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, but they have the Reds that are a lot higher than the Rockies, so that could be an argument there. I'd also throw out maybe the NL East there a little bit. I guess the Marlins are really
we haven't gotten there yet.
All right, we got there. I got to say the worst is the AL West. That's kind of where I would.
That's another good. That's good take.
That's where I would lean as well as the AL West there. All right, should we keep it moving here? The NL Central. All right, I feel like the Brewers deserve an A-. Yeah, they might fall off here in the second half. There, we can speak to that here in a little bit. We're judging it here from here to July. Josh, they lost Devin Williams. He hasn't pitched 1 inning for them. He's their best player basically on their team, you would say, and you can make the argument for there. Yelich has really stepped up for him. He's a starter this year. He's really come back to life for them, which has been a huge boost. The rookie shortstop, the rookie that's escaping me right now. That's been really electric. Yeah, the guy that's electric. I just can't think of. Somebody help me out here. Yes, thank you. He's been electric, and then Contreras has just come into his own as a catcher.
He's better than his brother.
Then he lost Burns. I mean, to me, and Woodruff back. To me, it's an A- start. I got the Pirates at a B-. I know they're in third place, but like I don't know. I feel like their rhythm to the season is way better than I felt ever before. I feel like with the Skeens edition, kind of gives them a little bit more life. Jones is out, I know right now. Jack Jones, he'll be back. I'm going to give them, I know they're in third place. I'm giving them a B- still. Cardinals at a C, Reds at a D, and the Cubs at a C-. Did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong there, Josh?
I think you're generous across the board here. I'll give you the Milwaukee A-. I'll give you that one because they are by far outperforming expectation. The Cardinals are C-, D+ at best, in my opinion. All the injuries, I don't care about injuries. It's what you have on your team. It's what your management and your front office can do. They're just not a good organization right now. They're playing much better. They are the best team in baseball since Mother's Day. Let's be clear, at least in the NL.
Don't bring your mother into this.
No, don't talk about my mother like that. She's on vacation. She can't even defend herself. Vacation from the show, that is, because Logan's not here. But, I mean, the Cardinals, I think you're too generous on the Cardinals grade. I think you're far too generous on the Pirates grade. And look who here he is. Look, here he is.
But who should be
he
on the
showed up.
What should be the Cardinals grade then, Josh, before we get
D+. D+ at best.
How can it be a D+? How? They're 4 games over 400.
They gave a manager who lost 90 games last year a 2-year extension. And
sorry.
Will you stop, Logan, and listen?
So do they have a worse grade than
I didn't know
Cubs?
I was on. Sorry. I thought he was going to wait.
What do you give the Cubs then, Josh?
Same, D+. Because they went out and spent the money and got a bunch of players and took some risk, and it's just not turning out. The Reds, I would give an F. Pirates at best is a C because, and here's why they get a C. When you're as bad as they are for as long as they have been, you're guaranteed to land on some picks from time to time. Paul Skeens is amazing, and that's the only reason I would give them a C or maybe a C+.
Yeah, but I feel like they've actually kind of they hit like 95 home runs in the last 3 days. It feels like over there. Logan,
that's
D+ for your Cardinals. D+.
I think a C is adequate. I told you guys earlier why I thought the Cardinals were, why I don't think they were a C+ as you had originally had them.
They got swept by the Royals.
314 showing their bias.
Yeah, and so I think there's a lot of holes in them, and I think really their record right now is just a reflection of the teams they played. They played the Reds, who are sucking. When they played the Astros, they lost to the Astros. I think they got swept by the Astros. And at that time, they were a minus 500 team. The Astros were just in shambles. They've gotten better now, but I mean, that's still – anyways, they played the Cubs. The Cubs are doing terrible. The Pirates are doing terrible – or not terrible, but they're not as good.
Pirates are doing good, but you guys are –
No, we're talking about when the Cardinals played the Pirates. The Pirates are
I'm not saying – yeah. But anyway, so I think once they start hitting teams that are above 500 and actually produce, I think the Cardinals are about to get humbled. So because I think that the stats show it. I mean, they're 18th in offense, 13th in pitching, 22nd in run differential with negative 44. And I mean, there's just a lot of things that are wrong with it. Pirates, I think B- is actually pretty good. I think the Reds get an F just because they didn't capitalize in the offseason. And I think the only guy that they got was Frankie Montas. And
who's trash.
They have awesome guys like Ellie De La Cruz. It's not Steer. Spencer Steer, is that his name?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, a couple of those other guys that are in there that are really good. And they haven't capitalized on it, and they're doing crap. I would actually give the Cubs a D-, actually.
Ooh,
I'd be okay with that.
Than I did.
I think a D- would be, just because the Cubs, they on paper they have such a great team on paper. First base, they have what's his name?
Hap.
Yep.
Not Hap, but yeah.
No, he's the outfielder.
No, Hap's in left field.
They got Bellinger. They got Morel. They got Wisdom. They got got all Swanson. Yeah, they got Imanaga. They have That other
Oh, Bush.
Nico Horner.
Bush.
Yeah, Bush has been really good for them. And so they have all these great players, and they're just not capitalizing on it. And to me, like the rating is like how they were supposed to be versus how they are, right? So, I mean, the Cubs before the season, I thought they were going to win the division, and they just really have not been good at all.
I mean, they're still 45 and 49, though. That's the thing. And the Reds are 45 and 49. I mean, they have the same record. I just thought the Cubs a little bit better than them. I thought the Reds have been a little disappointed. I thought they had a little bit better pitching to start the year with Ladola and Green. Imanol is good for them as well. God bless me for saying that right. But the Pirates of B minus. You guys were a little lower on them. Logan, remind me again where we're with you with the Pirates on that one.
I think B minus was good.
Okay, so Josh was harder on them. So you're okay with me giving the Pirates a B minus? I feel like they're the most exciting team right now, kind of in the league, like in terms of because of the Skeens factor a little bit.
One player does not elevate a team.
It does, Josh. He's an elite one player.
I blame it like I said earlier. I vote based on how they were expected to be at the beginning of the season versus how they are. And to me, I think the Pirates have gone – they're not, like, extremely better, like miles and miles ahead, but they've added they added Skeens, who's – I mean, he has – I get one player doesn't change the team, but he does help them mentally with their just, like, their attitude. Like, hey, this guy is a sensation in baseball right now. We got to actually start giving a crap. We can't do the Jose the Baez trade or – play that we did 5 years ago where all you had to do was touch first base, but instead you caused the whole thing, and now that your first baseman is a nobody in Korea. You got I think that causes them to play harder, and with the mixture of Andrew McCutchen in there, who's still a leader in that
still love Kutch.
Yeah, he's still a leader, whether he's producing or not. I mean, he's still a leader. And then like Brian Reynolds being the best player ever. I mean, Giants, I think he's doing really well. And sorry,
Jordan Melinda here. Could you give the Cardinals a higher grade if they keep this play up? Or we're basing it on now. Josh is a hard ass. That's what we've learned about the Cardinals. He is a hard ass with it.
I have expectations.
Logan was nicer than you. I can't believe it.
I think that. I mean, and I think Josh and I are looking at the same thing, and maybe I'm just tired of being the guy who's like so angry at everything. I'm just like, no, it's fine. But yeah,
you're calm and you're maturing.
Yeah.
And I'm getting grumpier and older.
Grumpier.
But
that's what it is. Quick. Sorry, you're going in and out there a little bit there, Lou. That's why I cut you off there. But hey. I want to go to the NL East though here with it. I want to keep it moving here. This is what I got here. I got the Mets at a B minus. The Phillies to me are an A plus. They get 60 wins to start. They could get to 63 or they get to 64 here by the end of the break if they want it here. Braves C plus, still to me a lot to be desired. No, they've overcome a few injuries. Sale's been good. Lopez been good. Still gonna go C plus. And then I got the Nationals, who they've been very surprising. They show a very young core. I got a C minus. Marlins, obviously, an F as well. Josh Edwards, you seem a little stunned. What do you got here?
I think you're way off on this one, man. I could roll with almost everything else you put out. If I would have known this is what you were going to put up, I would have just kept my mouth shut the entire segment. Because now I just feel like I'm crapping on you the whole time. Phillies can't get anything more than an A. Yes, to the best team in baseball, but you're leaving them no room for improvement, or you're setting the bar so high the rest of the year. They better win 100.
Mid-season report card. They're at A plus this year to start this is mid-season.
That's fine. I mean, but you're giving them no room for improvement the back half of the season. I agree with you on Atlanta. I don't know what you're smoking to put the Mets at B minus and what you're smoking to have the Nationals at C minus when we thought they were going to be one of the worst teams in the MLB, and they are 10 games under 500. I mean, that's not horrible compared to what I thought they were going to be. I thought they'd be lucky to have 30 wins at this point.
I think they've shown some signs there with it, but they've
got some good young talent, but they don't have much of it around. CJ Abrams is a star. Since you guys want to talk about one guy making a team,
well, he's not a star like Skeens.
Been pretty awesome.
He's not supposed to be like Skeens, and he's also not a pitcher. But the dude plays ball every single game. He goes out there on a bad team.
And what you got to call the Mets at B-, Aaron? They've been good. They've been better than I thought here a little bit. I thought what do you think?
They Logan? Should with the money they have on their payroll.
Logan, Josh was mean to me. What do you think there?
I think the Phillies are fine at A+. I don't know what Josh is smoking, but I think the Braves, forgive me if I'm being a little too poo-pooey on you, but I feel like you graded the Braves based on how they're behind the Phillies.
Partially, but I also feel like they've kind of let me down. I feel like they're coming off that offensive season they had last year a little bit. I know, obviously, Acuna Jr.'s out. That's a big deal. I just felt like I know that Lopez and Olsen have been good. I don't know. The Braves to me are maybe I hold them at higher standards than most franchises. That could be fair.
I'd give them a B. I think. I mean, I'm not like too far off on you, but yeah, I think a B is good. For the Mets, I don't know.
I mean, Nimmo and Lindor are surprising the hell out of me. These guys are like they're blowing my mind right now. Like, what happened to these guys? I was ripping on them all year last year.
Oh, stupid car. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Don't get a car accident.
I'm not getting in a car accident. This guy's decided to drive like 10 miles on. Never mind. Anyways, the Mets, I don't know. I think C+ is good.
How about the Nationals? Josh was hard on me for the Nationals. C-.
I think you underdid it. I think they're a C+. I really like the Nationals.
All right. Maybe I was a little harsh on the Nationals then along the way there.
I think they have a lot of really I think I told you this the other day. Like, I think in 2 years they're going to be one of the best teams in baseball. I mean, they got CJ Abrams. This James Wood guy looks really good. I mean, he played like he was Babe Ruth against Lane Thomas is really finding it.
Mackenzie Gore, I like.
Gore, Gore. And so, I mean, they're really doing well.
They got one of the best young rosters in the league, no doubt. But their ownership to me is always a question mark.
Imagine if they had a Juan Soto or Trey Turner on this team. I mean, it would be awesome.
You got to think they traded away all their stars from their World Series to get all prospects. The prospects are all coming together now at the same time. This team is a great young team.
It is.
That's why I think you rated them too low. But we also had the Marlins being better than them.
All right,
you have the Marlins right at F, but the Nationals are 10 games better than the Marlins. That's all.
Jordan, if you're talking about me,
he just wants to come on the show.
He's like, I'm not even talking about you. He's like,
I think the Marlins
get an F-.
Just because they had a playoff team last year, and they kind of screwed the pooch this year with
big time
Schumacher and everything. So,
Logan, I wanted to show you just real quick. I don't want to go. I just wanted to show you what I had. I had Dodgers B+, Padres C+, and then I had the Diamondbacks at C-, Rockies D- there in the NL West, just to kind of put a little bow on here. And that was fun here. That about grades. Any disagreement there, Logan? Real quick here, and then I'll move on.
Dodgers B-, Padres C+ good. Giants D+, Diamondbacks D-.
Right, you're on the board there.
Whatever.
Rockies, whatever. I like it. What's that? What's an I? Incomplete. We got an I for incomplete there with the Rockies there. That was fun. Brandon, shout out for the graphics. That was awesome, man. Appreciate you doing that. That made it a little bit more clear, hopefully, for everybody there along the way when we were doing that too. With there, those are our grades here with it. All right, as we keep it moving here with it, all-star snubs. Your boy Rooker was a snub. He should have been on the list. He should have made it, Logan. He should have made it there. He could have got in. Grayson Rodriguez to me was Christian Walker, Christopher Sanchez. I don't know. Those are some of the ones that jump out to me a little bit. You guys got some other ones?
Mason Wynn got snubbed.
I mean, there's an argument for a lot of guys at shortstop. I feel like that got snubbed a little bit here. That we can make. I think Corey Seager, American League. I was kind of stunned he didn't make it. I feel like there's. This is the other part of the All-Star game with these snubs that for me becomes irrelevant. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Is when you vote all these guys in, then you have 8 guys from the team just be like, yeah, you know what? It's a little tight in the ham bone there. Or, I mean, most of the guys, it's like, what? It's like that. I've been watching, I've been on a little, what do you call it? A little YouTube fix watching all these All-Star games from like 1985 to 1995 over the last couple of months. These guys were the stars. We didn't have like these guys coming in replacing Devers. They played. And that part frustrates me a little bit too. But what do you guys think about the snubs and maybe some of my thoughts on that as well?
Logan, go first, buddy.
I don't really have any.
Lindor was a snub.
I think it's a travesty that no Cardinals are the starters. By golly, where were the fans? I mean, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. No, I'm kidding. What? I'm just mimicking the stupid Cardinal fans that are out there. Oh, where are the fans? You were supposed to vote.
How about your guy here, Mason Wynn? You have 2 guys. You have 3 guys. Logan, real quick. You have 3 guys coming in real quick. Lindor, shortstop. Eli, shortstop. Mason Wynn, shortstop. All of them said they got snubbed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was like the shortstop thing. I mean, you had
Ellie made it.
Yeah, Trey. I mean, Trey was number 1 because he's all there. I mean, they're like Mason Wynn was like number 7, and rightfully so. I mean, I get.
Oh, he's back.
Oh,
he's back.
Stop playing games with my heart.
Sorry, Mason Wynn was like 6 on the shortstops, and I think that was well deserved.
Is Mason Wynn really a snub? I don't feel like he was.
No, I don't think he's a snub. I think there were so many great shortstops this year.
The best defensive rookie in the MLB doesn't get into the All-Star game.
That's what people want to see in the All-Star game is 3 innings of the best defense ever.
I do. I want to see the grabs he makes, and I want to see that rocket he has throw the ball to first base.
How about Brandon Nimmo? He gets snubbed. Sonny Gray, he gets snubbed.
Sonny Gray doesn't get snubbed. He's not good enough to be an All-Star.
Nimmo's been pretty good, though.
Sonny Gray has been good. I saw a thing comparing him
get blown up
the other day, and I mean, he had better numbers than Glass now, I think Sonny Gray's problem this year was that he's had crappy defense whenever he pitches. I mean, like his FIP is like a 290, but his ERA is a 3.30 and a whip of a 1.4 or something. Anyways, but
Christian Walker.
I want to go into your thing that you said about how they played the whole games. Like, yeah, that was awesome. They need to play the whole games. I think.
Or how about play in the freaking game? How about play in it? Altuve out, Devers out. Got Willie Castro. I'm sorry, Willie, but I'm just saying, like, I get it. Every All-Star game you go back, Logan, you see like some guy, you're like, what the hell is that guy? But you get my point. Like, they played.
And then they complain about how the like numbers are down. And it's like, yeah, because you don't have the best guys playing and you don't give them an incentive to play. And I mean, I know you're going to hate this, Darren, but the All-Star game was better whenever it decided who was going to host the World Series.
No.
Yes.
It was. There was a reason to play.
It had meaning.
No, it didn't. They'd still sub guys out. They still sub guys out.
But the game itself had meaning. Like there was an end result to the game that meant something.
No, I don't want it to matter. Just bring the uniforms back. Play the damn game.
Yes.
That's all I want.
I agree with you there.
It doesn't need to matter.
I want it, but yeah, I like if it mattered, I would be more forgiving of it. But yeah, they need to play the whole game. But managers get like ripped because they'll wear out the other team's players, and they're like, oh well, that's not nice, and we need to be nicer about it. And it's like, no. Yes, Yelich is so much better than Nimmo. Nimmo is a piece of dirt. I mean, he's crap.
Nimmo's had a good year, though. He's been good. He's been good.
Okay, yeah, 4 home runs in a row. Good job. Yeah.
How about our boy Luis Gil? I thought he might got it. I thought he might probably those last starts where he got blown up didn't help him a little bit along the line here.
Yeah.
Christian Walker, to me, I thought he might get in.
Yeah, Yeah,
I'd put him on the snub list.
I think if there's a Cardinal on there, I think it's Burleson and Sonny Gray. I mean, and Helsley, obviously, but
It's Sonny Gray.
Huh?
You guys
It's
are so
gotta be
high on
Sonny
this
Gray.
guy. I'm just not impressed. I mean, he's a
Sonny
good
Gray.
pitcher, but he's not an ace.
I like you're like my dad in the fact where he overvalues wins and losses, and you're overvaluing something else.
I've seen him get blown up too much this season. That's my problem with it. He's a great pitcher. He's a good number one. He's not an ace. He's not a shutdown ace.
Yeah.
That's my problem with him.
Any final snubs here, Josh, you want to add before I keep moving here?
Nah.
All right. I got it good with it. Standings check with it. Which division leader is not winning their division? Is it the Brewers? Is that the easy answer? Is it the Brewers? Is it the Mariners? I feel like those are like the easy ones everybody's saying.
Mariners are one. Orioles are one. I think those are the only two that are realistic. Brewers, there's a chance the Brewers run out of gas. But so I think half of them make it and half don't. Or half of them have a chance not to make it. How says the Derby?
Phillies.
Oh, interesting.
Hold on. You think the Phillies are going to lose a 10-game?
I said
lead?
that the Braves a couple weeks ago are still dangerous, but I feel like they haven't really lived up to that a little bit. There.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think
in other years I would agree with you, but I don't know about that this year.
I wouldn't be shocked if they stayed this way, but I also think the Phillies could hit a September
Hey, Logan, how about this for a series out of the break? Cardinals Braves. That's one of our series out of the break there. First series out of the All-Star break. That will say a lot as we get going here, right? So it'll be I mean, that will. You got those are two teams. Like you just picked the Braves a lot. I think Josh believes in the Cardinals still. I think they make a little run here. I did so. That's where with it. Seattle.
If they don't go get somebody at the deadline, I'll be done with the Cardinals for the year. I'll still watch all the games. Don't get me wrong.
Somebody.
Yeah, I don't want somebody. I want a real number two.
Let's get.
I feel like what do you think? The Reds, Cubs, are they pretenders or contenders? Real quick, I feel like we talked about a lot. It sounds like
pretenders.
Pretenders for both. It sounds like here.
Reds, pretenders, Cubs. They're there. I think they're still there.
They're still there. The AL wild card's getting a little messy, guys. I feel like that's getting a little jumbled here. At the top, you got some good teams. You got the Yankees, you got the Twins, the Red Sox would be in it as today. You have the Royals, a game out, Astros 2.5. So between those 5 teams, I expect a pretty good push here come the second half. I don't think I'd be surprised if the Rays get into that mix. I'd be stunned if they do. I expect them to give up.
They just got rid of
the Rangers would be the one team that gets into it if I'm them. Go ahead, Logan.
I said the Rays just got rid of like a couple of their
Savali, yeah.
They got rid of Maton, who they just signed. They got rid of
the Brewers.
Yeah, so I mean, I think they're giving up for this year.
I agree.
I think a Rosarina is a Dodger.
Interesting.
That's where I think he's going too.
Yeah, I saw someone say that they were interested in New Bar. I was like, no, they're not.
I wish they'd take him.
Yeah, me too. But
you guys are so down on Duke Bart, cracks me up.
Dude, he's Tyler O'Neill 2.0. The best kind of ability is availability. The dude cannot stay healthy.
Logan, can I ask you a question here about that? Don't bunt during a no-hitter, especially after the 5th inning. Are you baseball bonanza? We're gonna keep this kind of quick here as we got to get to the 6th inning as the show here. What do you kind of make here? Is this an unwritten rule that you would follow, or do you like? For me, I'll give my opinion in a second. But what do you make of it?
I think that you should always be prepared for the bunt.
Josh?
I think it's one of those unspoken rules of baseball that if a dude's got a no-hitter going, you don't go bunt against him just because I think it's unethical in baseball. But we play to win the game.
Yeah.
I like Logan. I like how he wasn't extreme. He just used the word unethical, but what's all right. We'll use that as our. I'm going to say it. I'm with Logan. I bunt with 2 outs for all I care. Whatever gets you on base. Like I don't care if you mess. I don't want to get no hit. I don't care about your special little no hitter. Like I'm did whatever it takes to get on base. So like for me, I'm totally with you guys on that. There's that I don't have it up here, but I have.
Like just because it's a no hitter, like, oh, I can't bunt now. I can't use one aspect of my game now. I mean, if Billy Hamilton was up and he didn't bunt and I'm the manager, I would be angry. And I'm talking about Billy Hamilton. I'm not talking about like Billy Hamilton now, but
no. I just think like there's this play. If you look it up on YouTube, it's the D-bat. It's Schilling is in the 8th inning, 1 out. Against the Padres, and the guy bunts for a base hit. He kind of gets it between first and second. I think he was a catcher actually that bunted for the base hit too. So I remember that was kind of the recent one with 5 outs left. No hitters might be a theme here, people, as we end the show here a little bit. But
I love how people say it's old school unwritten rules. But do you think Ty Cobb would have been no hit and he wouldn't have bunted or something? He wouldn't have dragged. I mean,
hey,
he would have cleated everyone on that diamond. I mean, it needed to be. I mean, it's not old school. It's just this whole thing that people want to act like it's this class or something.
Susie, real quick, are you okay with my grade for the Astros? I gave it a C+. All right, just wanted to let you know, C+ for your Astros. We did the grades earlier here. So I just want to let you know if you want to comment again, a big C+. Logan, I don't think you saw my AL1s real quick here. I got those are my AL West. I got F for A's, D- Angels, C+ Astros, B+ Mariners, D+ for your Texas Rangers out there. I give them a big D+. And then my Central, I got A Guardians, B+ Twins, B Royals, D+ Tigers, F Sox, and then the East there we talked about a little bit there. You can see them up on the screen. Josh Edwards, real quick, you got an update on the score there?
So it is the bottom of the 5th, and the D-backs are at the plate. They do have a 1-0 lead with 1 out and a man on, and the count is 0-1 again for Perdomo up at the plate. And Frida's still on the mound with 72 pitches, make it 73.
Wait. Where's your weight, Susie? You comment it. Well, we'll get to the weight at any time here. Those are
Look,
my
she agrees with me.
She probably does. She has those up. We got it. So, Susie, we're doing baseball bonanza. Would you bunt in the 5th inning over? Here's my next one I got for you guys. Let's see what we're commenting. We got, how do the Astros and Tigers have the same grade? The reason I have that, Susie, is the Astros should have higher expectations than your Detroit Tigers. That is the reason why, and I expect a little bit more from your team than they have given at the beginning. You've had some injuries along the way, but you've had Hader not be as good as well. So that is why the C+ is given. I gave my A's and F, so that's why big field, at least I'm not homer in that regard. All right, Logan. How about this question here? I did the don't bunt. How about this one? When I say weak outfield arm, who comes to mind first? So if I say this guy is pathetic, he can't throw out a rubber if his life depended on it, is there a guy that you thought of first? For me, as an A's fan growing up, he won Rookie of the Year in 1998, I believe. Benjamin Grieve is the guy I think of as well. He's a left fielder for the A's. Chuck Knobloch played a little time in the outfield as well for the Yankees. He was a second baseman primarily most of his career as well. Do you guys have a weak-armed player out there, maybe for your St. Louis Cardinals? Susie, you got Astros. Anybody got one that you think of?
Weak arm for the Cardinals, man. That's tough because they usually always had good defense or good defensive outfielders. So that's real tough.
I want to say, I don't know why, but I keep thinking about him, and I can't think of a play other than him doing the cutoff. But
how about Johnny Damon? He was pretty weak.
Yeah. John was bad. I was thinking of Manny.
Manny was not good.
Okay,
that's true. That's true.
He was good, wasn't he? And then all I can't think of is him cutting off the outfielder, and then them just calling him like the worst defenseman ever. And anyways, so yeah,
Coco Crisp was on my list as an A's fan. He was always
dude. I love Coco though.
He was, but no for his arm. But let's put it that way.
Yeah,
he accurate at times, but
he was fun to watch run around the bases though.
With the fro going for sure back in the day. He was one there.
I got to see him in the minors.
So Josh,
played for the Indianapolis Indians. I mean, I couldn't come up with a Cardinal.
Come on, there was a World Series out there on the line. We didn't throw the guy out at second base. He's pathetic. I mean, come on. You got somebody here. That didn't do it. David Eckstein? I was kidding. No, he wasn't an outfielder.
Nah.
Just enough was David's argument there.
Right.
Just
He was
enough.
shortstop.
Oh, my. Chris Davis. There's a DH for a reason. He couldn't catch a fly ball.
That's true, too.
This guy, real quick, Jake Myers, is pretty good, by the way. Yeah, Merrill stuck in there as well. All right, last one, baseball bonanza. Who is your favorite player that was bad, but you didn't care? You still supported this SO.
Bo Hart.
Bo Hart.
The entire city of St. Louis had a little bit of a love affair with him for a while.
Bo Hart. I love it. Hey, Logan, you have anybody that you supported?
Who'd you have?
Shane Robinson.
I knew you were going to say that.
Shane Robinson's my boy.
You love him,
I remember
man.
you loved him like 3 years ago, right? I see that.
Oh man, I love him. He was the smallest guy, and whenever he swung the bat, it felt like it was about 10 feet taller than he is, and he would swing. It looked like he would like swing, and the bat would like take him like halfway across the diamond if he wasn't careful. Yeah, Shane Robinson was awesome. I mean, he wasn't bad, but I mean, he just came in like
he wasn't great though.
He would hit a home run, but like he was not a starter.
Susie, put your question in the comment section.
We have a question on David Freese. Yes, what is that question, David Freese? Was he only good in that World Series?
No,
he was good in that whole playoff run.
He was good in 2011, and he really put the team on his back in 2012 and 13, and then after that
he fell off after that.
How many home runs do you guys think David Freese ended up with in his career? If you had to guess.
100.
113, so pretty close. He got 481 RBIs, just over 1,000 hits. Juan Pierre. That's a good call.
He was a good little player, though.
He was a good little player there, but he was a World Series champ there. But during the season, just during the playoffs, he was a
good player in the regular season from like 10, 11, 12, and 13. But he was a whole different player in the playoffs.
He made the All-Star team in 2012. That was his only All-Star appearance.
Stepped up. He really stepped up in 2012 and 13. I mean, he became a home run hitter.
Yeah.
He never had more than 20 home runs in a season. 2012 was his best season.
Yeah.
Regular. So, and he denied getting into the Cardinals Hall of Fame as well. That's what he's wanting.
That's how much character the guy has. He felt he didn't belong with all the Cardinal greats.
We did a look.
That's his character of who he is as a person.
No,
that game he hits that home run too. Like he drops a fly ball at third base. Like it's like a weird game too, where he has that epic game. You're like, yeah, it's not looking
baby.
Yeah, it was a weird game for him. But we did look back at it last year with it.
Hey, real quick, the bases are now loaded in the bottom of the fifth with 2 outs. There were 2 mistakes by the middle infield for Atlanta between Ozzie Albies and I'm missing the other guy's name at the moment. I can't think of it. And Freed's trying to get out of a jam here. The count's 1 and 2.
Is it our
at the plate?
Susie's Astros hang on to win 6-3 over the Marlins as well. Then Josh got the Mariners up 7-0, as well as the other action going on here. And then Jamile Weeks. He played for the A's. That's the guy. He was Ricky Weeks' brother. That was the guy I defended. He was a switch hitter for the A's. They drafted him in the first round. I was like, out of Miami, Florida. I was like, yep, this is my guy.
I like Justin Masterson. I really wanted him to be a Cardinal, and then they finally traded for him, and he was dog crap. And I thought, we got him way too late.
Yeah, that's a sweet.
The Cardinals
you guys got him way too late on that one. Those are my baseball bonanza that we had there with it. Josh. Should we get to it? So it's Home Run Derby. Field is set, gentlemen. A lot of people are considering it one of the weakest classes in a while. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's okay. Definitely doesn't have the star power. Maybe it would, but if you look at the home run list, they're right up on there with the guys. What do you guys think of that Home Run Derby list? Are you okay with it, or are you disappointed?
No Rangers, right?
Garcia's in.
Oh, okay. Garcia is in.
He's got to be.
I would have rather had Seager in it, but whatever. whatever.
Garcia, Teoscar Hernandez is in it from the L, and then you got Witt, and you got Henderson from the AL. You got
I'm going with Witt on this one.
I just don't see it.
I'll be right back.
Well, let me rephrase. I want Witt to do really well, but I know Gunnar Henderson will out hit it.
I don't think Gunnar. You think so, Josh?
I mean, I think so. Like if I had to put money on it.
All right. I'll give it to you. I think the other guys. Let me go to the NL. What do you think, Alonso? He's going to tie. He's trying to tie Griffey. You have Alex Bohm in it for the first time.
I hope he chokes.
You have Hernandez in it, and then you have Jose Ramirez, who's to me kind of a wild card in this as well. We'll make our picks come Monday. CP, thanks for tuning in along with Susie, Aaron. You're all invited, by the way. Monday we're going to be doing a home run derby, kind of a little live stream. So if you want to come in for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, we'd love to have you guys come on. You're all invited. We'll send you the link. Obviously,
ladies and gentlemen. Come on down.
And we got it. CP calling the shot right now. CP, I gave your Mets a B- this for their first half grade this year.
You overrated them.
I maybe would did on that one. I'm sorry, but what do you? So all right. So you have. I'm going to go with the hometown favorite. I'm going to go with Garcia to win it right now, but I have the right to change my mind come Monday. So we'll see if I get that.
I would lean towards
Susie, by the way, Houston area. Shout out to you guys. So. Just glad that you guys were safe. I was kind of following you on Twitter, just like, all right, good. Susie's still there. Everything's
your yard was wrecked, girlfriend.
Yeah, so landscaping up the wazoo. So Susie, shout out to you guys.
But it looks like the swing set survived.
Did
it survive, Susie? Is that what I saw in the pictures? The swing set still looks like it's together.
The slide survived. Did we get it? But in all serious, shout out to them for that stuff's scary when you go through those things for sure. I'm putting my money on Gunnar or Witt. I like it. The shortstop, she's going with you on that. I went with Garcia. Logan, who you going with to win the home run derby?
Let's go Teoscar.
You love your boy. You love yourself some Teoscar, right? You've loved him since the swing did. The swing.
I liked him before he was cool.
Susie's the swing survived.
So happy.
Are you still making cookies, Susie? I want those cookies. I need to see them on the Twitter timeline. They make me hungry in the morning there. Remember, you guys are 2 hours ahead of me. So at 10 a.m. for me, I'm like, what the heck? Cookies at 12. So I got that. All right, Diamond Notes with it. Keep it moving. Guys, I got to bring up – I feel like I need to bring this guy up because I feel like he doesn't get – I don't know how to put what he does. I feel like Will Smith to me is one of the more underrated players in Major League Baseball the last 5 years.
Great.
I don't know. In Major League Baseball, I just feel like he is. I don't know. I just feel like he gets undervalued in what he does. I know he got the big. You got the big contract this year as well, but I don't know.
I would take him over any catcher right now in the MLB. Like if I had the opportunity to sign any catcher for the next 5 years, I would take Will Smith.
Okay, so I got it up on the screen right now. Here's these are the guys from the last 5 years. Like to me, who I consider the 5 best kind of catchers. JT Real, like based on also All-Star games. I say of JT from the Phillies. I put Sean Murphy up there. I put Salvador Contreras, Rutschman, and Will Smith. And you can say Will Smith only leads in stolen or in RBIs, but I mean, I look at his last few seasons. I mean. 15, 19, 24, 25. He's always got a high average. I just feel like he's one of the more underappreciated players in the big leagues.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, so he's not the leader in those categories, but he's second or third in most.
Oh, he's right there, though.
And he's real close. So I would take Will Smith all day long. I think that's the most undervalued catcher in the MLB right now. And
but is he the most underrated player? I think he might be.
I don't know if I'll go that far. I'd have to give that some thought and consideration. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not. This is not where did Darren go wrong on this part. I would have to think about.
But I put up those. So I took some time this week, to look up. Those are the 5 catchers that kind of based on All-Star games. There's a few others that got one-offs. But I just feel like for what he gives to one of the best teams in the league with no drama. I mean, he had 4 home runs and a straight at bats this week. I mean, he's the first player to do that. Well, Grandal did it, but then you have Piazza. You have to go all the way back to do that. I don't know. I just enjoy watching him play. I think he's one of the most underrated players in the league.
Now, when you 4 home runs and 4 straight at bats. Was that in 1 game or 2 games?
2 games.
I thought it was
Okay.
2 games. I couldn't remember.
So he hit the last 3, and then he did another, and then he did his first at bat, the last one. So I just feel like he's one of the more underrated players there. And then we also had Twins Jose Miranda. He tied a record with 12 consecutive at bats. That's pretty crazy as well. Getting a hit in 12 straight at bats. That's insane.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
I missed that news. I didn't hear about that one. So
Yeah,
thanks for the diamond note there.
12 straight at bats. Think about that. That's nuts. And he got on base 13 straight times.
90 times.
That to me is one of the more.
That's impressive.
12 straight at bats. 12 straight. I just can't believe it. I agree with Darren. I definitely underrate Will Smith, partially because I don't watch any Dodger baseball, but Duke and Ray. Out here on the NL, out here on the West Coast, I get to watch him a little bit more, obviously, playing the Giants, but he's just always there. He's like one of those knacks that, and with CP, I was kind of underrating your guy going into the year. Lindor stepped up and Nimmo stepped up for your guys as well. And they weren't cheapies. Yes, they were not cheapies in that regard. They were not cheapies at all. He got legit hits. They weren't like duck farts along the way. So to me, that was one of the good diamond notes along the way here. Gentlemen, can I get to my special time? MLB Trivia time of.
Go ahead and bust me up again.
No, I think. Go ahead, Logan.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to talk about Will Smith real quick. I think the way that, because I was thinking about it and I was like, is he the most underrated? And I tried to think about who was more underrated, and I'm pretty good at gauging who the most underrated is. I think, like years ago, I said Trey Turner was the most underrated player, and then all of a sudden he gets all the hype for some reason because people hate me. And anyways, but I think Will Smith is the most underrated, and only because, and I told you this, Darren, before, he is on a team, on a superstar team, and he's quiet, but he's quietly the best. But when you're on a team with Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Teoscar Hernandez, and you are still able to hit in the 5 spot, is
4 sometimes.
That's amazing. And
as a catcher too.
As a catcher, yeah, and he's only playing. He's only getting paid $10 million a year, or $15 million a year. I'm sorry. I think that's amazing to me, and I think that is something that any team in MLB would say, "Oh, I want that guy." And in any other team, I think he's the leader of the team. He's the face of the team.
No doubt.
So Susie just said we don't know baseball.
No. What she was saying is Will Smith is not underrated, maybe with non-baseball numbers, and that's kind of my point with the argument is you. Oh, okay. I made one All-Star team, and I look at his last 5 years, and I go, this guy is one of the more underrated players in the league. That's where I sit at. Like, if you do fantasy baseball, you know he's a stud.
Yes.
You know you want him on your team. You know that stuff. But what I'm saying is that's the main. If you're not in that mainstream every day, like CP said, like he doesn't get to watch every Dodgers game, but you know what I mean? Like you miss out on some of those things with him. So that's where I see him as just kind of overlooked all the time.
But right now, everyone's talking about William Contreras. Everyone's talking about William Contreras and how great he is, which he's really good.
But could he keep it up?
It's overshadowing what Will Smith is doing. And then when you talk about top 5, Real Muto needs to be up there. The Contreras brothers need to be up there. Adley Rutschman needs to be up there.
I had him in that list right there. I had him in there. And then Perez is the other guy. Perez was the other one still playing.
Salvi.
So those are the guys.
He's a Cardinal killer right now. But, yeah, I think Will Smith kind of gets overshadowed. Like, if you have to say the Rushmore of catchers right now, I think Will Smith is left out on a lot of them.
I was trying to think back to a guy back in the 2000s that got left out where I was like, man, he was a stud like that, where nobody kind of remembers him like a lot. Like, I was having a hard time trying to think back to a catcher that people kind of forgot about. That was like, all right, this guy was like Javi Lopez to me, maybe a little bit as a guy that's left, but he played for the Braves. They were on TV.
Yeah, I always had him in high regards.
Yeah, so who Ruiz. Oh gosh, the catcher for the Phillies,
Brad Ausmus. Shout out Astros.
No,
Todd Hundley at Mets.
he had a couple of years where he just raked.
Who was the guy on the Dodgers I loved? He was a short little guy. That was good for me. Paul LaDuca. Remember him? He started for. Do you remember that name, Paul LaDuca?
Paul LaDuca played everywhere because he played in Cincinnati. He played with the Cardinals for a while.
That was another name I think of along the way there. Big Paul. He was another guy I forgot about. All right, so Will Smith, must underrated there. I think we kind of agree with that one a little bit with it. All right, MLB Trivia. Here we go. We're up with it. Hit number 1, I played from 1989 to 2010. I won the MVP one time and finished my career with the White Sox and then the Mariners.
Ken Griffey Jr.
You are correct, sir. But Josh Edwards, come on, man. I threw you in on a tee for you. On a tee. On a tee for Mr. Edwards. I could not have been on a tee. Logan, how could you do that
Sox
too?
And the Mariners.
Would you have got this one?
I guess I forgot that he finished with the Mariners.
He did finish back with the Mariners. I'm a Hall of Famer, 7-time silver time slider. And the reason, obviously, is we got to get it up on the big board here. It's always a good excuse to play a little video here. A little long, but we'll kind of enjoy it. I'll fast forward through some of it here. Ken Griffey Jr., this is the final game in Seattle at the Kingdom. This would be 1999. Couple epic plays here, playing the Rangers here. I think that looks like Aaron Seeley pitching, but let's see what we got here. Ken Griffey Jr. at his finest. Here we go. Let's see. I messed up on it. Where is that? Hold up. I'll get it up here. But I got Ken Griffey here real quick. Give me just a second to find it again, Josh. But I feel like he was one of the best to do it in center field. He's one of the best home run derby contestants, like we said.
The best natural swing ever.
Well, I don't know. He was definitely up on that for sure. So here we go. I got it up on here with it now. So let me get it up on the screen. Ken Griffey Jr. last game here in 1999.
So here's the pitch on the way. Junior swinging a drive deep to right field down the line. There it goes. Goodbye, baseball. He did it. Holy smoke, Ken Griffey Jr. with a 3-run homer. Mariners take the lead. 3-2 over the Rangers. Number 377 for Junior. And there go the flashbulbs.
This swing was just so pure.
Rodriguez.
Flashbulb. There goes the flashbulb. That in a while.
His 27th home run of the season electrifies the crowd, a sellout crowd. His final game of the Kingdom.
Center field. Griffey going back. He's at the track. He leaps and he makes the catch. Holy cow, he got it. Oh, my. He got it. He took a home run away from Gonzalez. And side retired. One of the better catches by Griffey.
Ken Griffey at it.
Holy cow, he did it again.
You better have this other
and
clip
after
up there.
3.5, the Mariners lead it 4-2.
Look at this catch. One last time here. The way he times it. Epic.
I didn't realize
Right
that was
there.
his.
That's his dad
That's
up
the
there.
last name.
That's as good as it gets right there. Go ahead, Logan.
I didn't realize that was the last game at that park. Was that catch?
Last game at that stadium. Pretty cool that they were able to kind of get that. Josh, I thought I had it for you. I tried to help you out that one.
I mean, considering he ripped it in the first one, I didn't remember that he went back to the Mariners. That's when I was like, hold on, what?
I wasn't thinking, and then I saw White Sox and Mariners, and I thought it can't be Ken Griffey. And then I looked at 89 to 2010. I thought, oh my gosh, it is.
Anyways. I thought Josh, I was trying to say for that one. I was trying to give Edwards my little help there.
It's all right. When you got Logan on, I mean, he knows it better than me. But yes, the Griffeys are the best father-son duo in any sport. I thought the clip you were going to have up there for Griffey was where he takes the fly ball away from his dad in the outfield.
That's a good one as well. We could use that one for Ken Griffey Sr. in that one as well. That was good. I just love that. I love the atmosphere of the Kingdom. I got to go to a game there one time there in 1992, actually. It was the only time I got to go to a dome stadium game, so it was kind of cool. They played the Tigers. Cecil Fielder played for the Tigers at the time there. Kevin Mitchell in left field for the Mariners there in 1992. So that was a fun one for me. All right, MLB flashback time.
The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
This is going to be an interesting flashback. This is not a game. This is a comedian telling a story to David Letterman on there. But I feel like stealing the cash from Senior. Yeah, that was a good one. When he steals it from Senior there at the end. And then the fact they go back to back as well. Him and Griffey is a good one. This is Norm Macdonald telling a story about the great announcer Bob Uecker on David Letterman. And it's a minute. Hopefully it works out well. But here we go with it. Let's see if we can get Mr. Norm Macdonald, rest in peace, here on the screen. If I can get it, hopefully. Oh, come on, work for me.
He stalls out. It's all right, though. In the meantime, it's the bottom of the sixth now. D-backs still have a 1-0 lead on Atlanta with 2 outs. Counts 2-2 and a man on first for the Diamondbacks. Corbin Carroll is up to bat and calls timeout.
I can't get it out there. If I don't get it up there, it doesn't work. But it is what it is. But it's still one of my favorite. It's still one of my favorite scenes up there. Ever he tells a story about about a singer basically. So I might not get it up here with my MLB flashback here this week, but it is what it is. That's what happens there with it. We'll try it if I can keep going with it. But it's still on best. One of my favorite ones. Matt Olson is killing my. Thank you, Susie. And what did you guys? So Logan, real quick here, you did say that you would rather have Will Smith for the next 5 years than Matt Olson, right?
Yes.
Do you agree there, Josh?
Yeah.
You would have Matt Olson as well. All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough. You have on there with it. All right.
Can I give you a flashback since yours didn't? Oh, try yours again. If not, I got one.
All right, let's see if I can give it one more try here. We'll see if I can get it up on here.
It's going to work.
I would be remiss here if I didn't bring up something. People have been bothering me about this for months and months. People come on the show and they say, when the next time you see Norm Macdonald, he's got some tremendous stories about the great Bob Uecker. Now, do you have a story you can tell us about Bob Uecker? Voice of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, Bob Uecker is one of my best friends. He's a great man. I know Artie told a story when he was here, and Bob was not too thrilled with that. But
it's Artie Lang you're talking
Artie
about.
Lang, yeah. But Bob is a very, very funny man, and I often go in the booth with him, you know.
Oh, sure.
So one time we were there, and John Fogerty was in the audience. You know, a fortunate son, you know. So John Fogerty was there. So Bob Uecker is a very interesting guy. He thinks of everybody as the same. He doesn't think of people as stars or anything like that. He's a very down-to-earth guy. So he was talking to me. He says, "Hey, man, you know that guy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's John Fogerty, rock and roll singer." So I go, yeah, I know who it is. He goes, "Yeah, man." He goes, "But I played in a golf tournament with him." He goes, "You probably think of him as some that likes to bite the heads off of chickens, but this guy can."
That's exactly how I think of him.
This guy can get it out of the sand trap like nobody's business. So he goes, he's got a hell of a set of pipes on him. He goes, come the 7th inning stretch, I'll have him up here. He'll sing for you. So I said, no, Bob, don't do that. Like, don't have him come up and sing for me, please. You know. He goes, "What's matter, man? Don't you even know who he is?" He got all mad. So I go, "Yes, Bob, I know who he is. He did Creedence Clearwater Revival."
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, he did all that."
This is good. I'm sorry it took a little while to get up there, but I had to do that. It's just like with Bob Uecker. I saw him in the media a little bit this week, and I don't know. That was funny for me. So that was my flashback there. Have you seen that, Josh, before?
No, I have not, actually.
It's pretty funny, huh?
Norm Macdonald, God his rest of his soul, fantastic comedian. He was absolutely hilarious. So I'm surprised I haven't seen that before.
Logan, you see that one?
Oh, of course. I think I actually was watching Letterman that night. I want to say that was like 2008.
He's all cussing on there.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, I mean, I love Norm Macdonald and I love Letterman. So yeah, that's That's a good one. So whenever I saw the picture, I started laughing because I remembered. But yeah, that's a great video, and I love Norm Macdonald. I love Bob Uecker too. I mean, you hear that story, and typically Norm Macdonald he kind of makes up stuff as he goes along. But when Bob Uecker, I mean, especially from Major League, you're like, that's kind of sounds like something he would do. And so,
come on, man! Don't you know who John Jorgendy is?
Hey.
He gets it out of the Sam trap like no mother. It's a great video with it. I got to shout out Aaron for coming in. Jordan in the timeline. Jordan Belinda as well. Brandon also with their 314. We also got my guy CP. We got Susie out there in Houston as well, and of course
the cast man.
Of course, we got Logan Stone joining us tonight. Logan, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Yeah, no problem. I will forgive you for putting the A's at the F spot, by the way.
All right,
I think they were fine.
Fire Fisher. That's the F there for it, Logan. Or that's the fire. Edwards, did I go wrong anywhere else? I
argued with you enough tonight. I argued with you more tonight than I probably have in the last 2 years.
Fair enough. That was a good show tonight, boys. Seventh inning stretch. Logan, appreciate your time here. Appreciate everybody that got into the chat. Really appreciate it. Helps the show with it. Look, Josh, what do we got going on Monday?
We got Home Run Derby Monday. It's a watch along. Obviously, we can't stream the game live on the YouTube here, so make sure you hop in. Yeah, well, maybe Darren pulls something off. Make sure you hop in. We got a bunch of our friends from our baseball community is going to be joining us on and off, hopping in and out. We'll be there the whole time. And then we will have 7th inning stretch next Thursday night. Don't forget to catch Wrecked with Ranger on Saturday. Saturday Showdown's back. Talking the Gridiron's back. If you follow NASCAR, join me on Sunday nights after the race for the next left turn. Aaron, Mr. Blue Shirts Banter, Cast Man is with me on that one. So we got a lot of good content right now on the Variety Sports Network. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. You'll get all the notifications. Join us. Get in the comments section. And you can tell Darren when he went wrong, too, not just me telling where he went wrong, because if you back me up, it gives me more credibility.
I want to know. I want to fight with everybody here. That's the key.
I must have missed
You're a lover, not a fighter.
I must have missed my invite to the Home Run Derby because
Logan,
you missed your invite. You just don't pay attention to your mail.
Invited to 5 minutes. You want to come on? You want to come on the whole 5-hour show? You do. They got new rules. We'll get into that more on Monday.
Yeah.
I feel like this wasn't the show to do it with.
No, but the new rules are horrible.
Gentlemen, 7th inning stretch in the books. Quite the show tonight. Almost got to an hour and a half with it. But that's what happens when we're in midseason. Classic is on a Tuesday. We'll get it. For Josh Edwards, Logan Stone as our guest. We'll see you for the Home Run Derby on Monday night. Peace.
boom, 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 boom.